I meant your home is beautiful.
My home is okay, girl. It's open.
Thank you.
Sean Baker, yeah, he had a big role in Tangerine as well. He played the cab driver, and in Prince of Broadway, that's coming out Criterion in April, so pre-order. Through him, plus I always wanted to shoot something in Coney Island. And actually I did in 2021. I shot a fashion film there, and I think that's what got me back into this. But it took me like 17 years to figure out what this plot would be.
Yeah, 17 years. So how does it go from Russian to, how did you get Russian oligarch, son, dancer?
Well, we were exploring some Russian gangster stories, and that was the weekend that my wife and I, Samantha Kwan, who's also the producer on this film, she's over there somewhere, we went to see Scream opening weekend, and that was it. I mean, we were sitting in that theater, that AMC Sunset 5, it was AMC at the time, and we were sitting there going, she's our Annie.
Of course, I'm going to ask, what films what was the homework list?
We had Scorpion, Female Prisoner 701, Knights of Cabiria, New Amour.
What is he after here?
Oh, he would send me these films, and well, first he would be like, oh, this movie is like very obscure foreign film from like 40 years ago. And I was like, no, I haven't seen it. He's like, you haven't seen that? So I would watch it, start doing a little bit of that training. And I just said, hey, Dad, can you please help me with something? And can you pick something up at this place and then just install it in my house? There will be instructions. And he said, sure, and he did it. And then he called me after and was like, hey, is this for a job?
Actually, because the opening of the film, the first few minutes of before Annie meets Yvonne in the club, we were just setting up the mechanics of the club and showing a night in the life of Annie. Well, we shot it in a docu-style way, so I was completely relying on Mikey with her improv there. We had maybe one or two lines, if that, in the script. It was basically relying on all the research that Mikey had done to basically give me that back while we were shooting. We shot, we had this club up and running, we had the music blasting, we had our background speaking full volume so that the club felt real, and then we had her on a wireless mic and an earpiece, and I would say, okay, go over to the gentleman on the right, and we would go over and we would document her and that, and her interaction and transaction there. And when I felt I had enough, I would say, okay, go across the room to that guy over there. And we shot 30 minutes of that. There are a lot of scenes that might end up in a feature on a Blu-ray. I'm sure all of you guys still have Blu-ray players, right?
I feel like,
hey, I got Criterions. Oh my god. Oh my god. What the hell? Oh my god. Oh god, it's falling down. It's falling down. Oh my god, hold on. What are you doing? Oh, what is this? What is this? Oh my god. Oh, everything's falling down. Everything's falling apart. Okay, stop. Hey guys, what's up? It's the Culture Detective here, investigating your favorite movies, and today I'm going to be talking about a movie I watched yesterday afternoon, and that movie is Anora by Sean Baker. So yeah, finally got to see this film. Oh my god. I've been wanting to see this film ever since it premiered at Cannes and generated a lot of buzz. For some reason, when Cannes Film Festival happened, part of me was like, I have a sneaky feeling that Sean Baker is winning the Palme d'Or. And he did, and I was really happy about it because Sean Baker is super underrated. And this is also the first American winner in the Cannes Film Festival for Palme d'Or in a while, I believe. So that's pretty interesting. Anyway, Sean Baker is an American filmmaker. He's made a lot of very interesting and amazing realist films. The only two other films I've seen from him is one, The Florida Project from 2018, which I think is a really fascinating documentary-styled survey in the lives of 3 kids in socially, economically impoverished Florida, essentially. The other film I've seen from him, and the first film I've seen from him, is Red Rocket, which is a film from 2021. Very different film. This is a straightforward comedy about a male porn star trying to trick an underage girl into doing porn, which is really different from The Florida Project in terms of structure, pacing, the formal elements. It's much more playful, and also the use of NSYNC's Bye 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 is amazing in this film. So Sean Baker, he is very much a realist filmmaker. He's seen, Eric Rohmer and British realist filmmakers, John Cassavetes, and he says to himself, you know what, I'm going to do the same in America. I'm going to make American realism happen. So him winning the Palme d'Or is something that's fantastic and long overdue. And again, in my opinion, I think the Palme d'Or matters way more than Best Picture or whatever. So if Anora doesn't win Best Picture or doesn't even get nominated, who freaking cares, man? Palme d'Or is the dream. So Anora is about a Russian-American sex worker by the name of Anora, played by Mikey Madison, who is also in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood 5 years ago. In fact, a lot of big stars like I'm loading. What's her name? I forgot. A lot of big stars. Margaret Qualley and I'm sorry, I completely blanked out. You know who I'm talking about. They're all in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and somehow they're all becoming successful. But Mikey Madison is one of them. Mikey Madison plays Anora, a Russian-American sex worker, and she falls in love with the son of a rich Russian oligarch. And that guy's name is Ivan. And Ivan's parents hated that. And so Ivan's parents wanted to split them apart, and it became one stressful, insane, hilarious mess. And that's the whole film. I love the way the movie opens off in a very documentarian way, even though I had a feeling that this is going to be Sean Baker's most accessible and most mainstream friendly film to date. He still tries his best to be Sean Baker with the documentarian style, with the unscripted non-actors. It's very much taking from the Italian neorealism movement of the 1950s, bringing it to the 2020s in America, and that was amazing. This film is also very much a survey of sex workers. I don't know why, but Sean Baker has been pretty interested in sex work ever since Tangerine, which is a film I haven't seen, but I want to. So, very interesting stuff. The end of Act 1 has a very long fight scene that is so hilarious and so ridiculous. It borders on slapstick comedy. And it is moments like this where I'm like, oh my god, I'm so glad I'm seeing it with a packed theater, because we couldn't stop laughing. It was such ridiculous fight. It was so ridiculous. And every person involved in the fight are idiots. And it's amazing. It's comedy gold. Second act sees the team, Mikey Madison as Anora, and a bunch of other Russians/Armenians trying to hunt Ivan down. And it became this, running through the New York City at night, and it very much screams Uncut Gems to me, which kind of switches gears and make the film way more playful than I thought it would be, which is amazing. And then we have the third act, which is a fun yet stressful, everything happened within the next 24 hours kind of moment, because we really jump from moment to moment. We really live from moment to moment without having a second to breathe. This is what happens next, this is what happens next. And yeah, Yvonne's parents arrive, and then things complicate, and then more things complicate. It's very playful. Without spoiling anything, this is Sean Baker's most playful, entertaining, wild films. I also love how he humanizes sex workers and humanizes everyone in general, even the Armenians/Russians. They're supposed to be like the mafia or something, but they're so funny because they're all idiots in their own ways. The ending does feel a little bit out of nowhere, but it is a moment of tenderness that is needed, and it is foreshadowed since the beginning of the film anyways. Mikey Madison's performance is very strong, but that's what's so great about Sean Baker, is that he really knows how to get the best out of every actor. Now, yeah, it's not the same as other Sean Baker films, isn't it? It's nowhere near the warm, fuzzy, recalling memory kind of structureless structure that the Florida Project has, but I do really like seeing Sean Baker go into this new direction. There's nothing subversive about this film. It's a straight American rom-com, but halfway through a twist. But it's still so well done within its limited premise. It's so extreme, and it explores so much from that. So yeah, I'm really happy about this film. It's extremely well made, really funny, really entertaining, and one of the best of the year so far. Feeling a decent 9 out of 10. So have you watched Anora? Comments below, let me know, subscribe, one more. Thanks for watching.